On Saturday the 1st of March, more than 500 murder mystery fans from across the UK and beyond gathered at the Playhouse in Whitley Bay for crime fiction festival The Bay Tales to hear their favourite authors discuss what makes crime so compelling. I spoke to event organiser Vic Watson to find out how her festival has transformed from Zoom to Boom with the help of the beloved author of the award-winning Vera and Shetland book series, Anne Cleeves.
It started with something called Noir at the Bar in 2016. I used to get people coming from all over to read at a Noir at the Bar where they'd read their work, and it's a very informal night, it's lots of fun. When we went into lockdown, obviously things like that had to stop and lots of people had their book launches and stuff cancelled. So during lockdown, every week for 22 weeks, myself and a colleague ran virtual sessions every Wednesday night. And our reputation grew from there. So then we moved into a different format, more of a magazine style show online, where we'd have readings but also interviews and stuff like that. And I remember interviewing Anne Cleeves, and she said, but when everything's lifted you are going to do one in real life, and I was kind of like, well, I feel like I have to now. So
But what is it that draws readers back time and time again to a murder mystery? I asked Anne Cleeves for her expert opinion.
It's accessible, but also it can be quite profound because it's about life and death. It's about public service. You know, we have a police service, we don't have a police force. Quite often they're our first responders, so if somebody's having a psychotic episode in a shopping centre or a kid's run away from care, it'll be the police that are first called to deal with that. So for me it's a way of looking at criminal justice, social issues, in a way that's also entertaining and people will read. So it's a sneaky way of getting a bit of my propaganda in, I suppose.
And while Anne is perhaps best known in the North East as the creator of hit book-turned-TV series Vera, at the festival she's also been advocating for older crime writers to continue to get the recognition they deserve.
And my involvement really is the first session of the day. It's quite easy if you're a new author, publishers are quite excited about you, they put a lot of welly behind you, lots of marketing skill. If you've been knocking around for a while, and you're a bit older and you're way into your career, it's really tough if you haven't broken through for anyone to take you very seriously. So each year I do a patron's pick and pick an author who's maybe older, has had several books out, but still I think deserves to be much better known. And what was great was my patron's pick was a writer called William Shaw, whose books I've loved for years and years. His writing is not flash, but it's really classy, really clear, wonderful. He came up and he said he'd never sold so many books at one event as he had today, which is great because he'll go back feeling that he is maybe a good writer after all. Mm-hmm.
And for Vic, The Bay Tales has been a real passion project which has gained enormous popularity in just a few years, with some travelling from as far as Europe and New Jersey to participate.
I really appreciate that this is my job, and because I love reading so much and I'm passionate about helping writers and celebrating their work, to me it doesn't feel like a real job. I feel like I'm taking the mick by calling this work. So even though it is challenging at times, it's still a joy. Mm-hmm. It's better than a lot of other jobs I've done.
But it's not just crime fiction that the festival has been supporting.
That this isn't just a crime convention, it's supported by the whole community. So if you go to Whitley Bay, there will be coffee places that will take 10% off if you've got a lanyard or a ticket. There are restaurants giving 20% off for a full meal. That's a big deal. They're losing their profit, but supporting the venture because it's bringing people into the town. And the number of people I've heard say, oh wow, yeah, well we came for the festival, but we'll definitely come back. And they'll stay and they'll use it as a base for maybe going up to North Northumberland or for going into Newcastle. So I think we're doing a lot for the town, but the town is doing an awful lot for the festival too.
Tickets are already on sale for 2026's festival, which will take place on the 28th of February next year and can be purchased from the Whitley Bay Playhouse website.